What do you think? Should you start a YouTube channel? I know there are a ton of videos out there telling you that you should and just start. And here's how you do it. But it's kind of harder to find videos about whether you should do it. And especially since I started mine kind of in full force 4 months ago. And at the very beginning, I was saying things like, and if you want to do it too, we could do it together and all this kind of thing, right? So now that I've been doing it for 4 months, twice a week, at least, consistently, I have more thoughts about it and questions that can help you discern in a more nuanced way, whether as an artist, if you should, inside yourself, if you should start a YouTube channel. So obviously the first question is, why would you want one? And what do you need from within yourself? Are you hoping to help have an extra income stream? So you're going to try to monetize? Are you trying to get some kind of exposure? The why for others, as in, do you suddenly realize there's something I really want to put out there? And I feel like this would go over very well. To help determine your why and to help streamline your thinking about what you want to do if you do start one, I have come up with a visual tool that I'll show you after we go over all the other points. Will your channel feed your art practice somehow? And I think I have discovered that my channel is feeding my art practice a little less than I was hoping it would, but I have a strategy for that I'm going to share with you that I think will help solve this. Let's talk about time. What is your time availability like? Because I'm here to report it takes longer to do this than it probably seems. And that also, sort of a subset question is, what is your relationship with perfectionism? Because you could work all week long on one 10-minute video, and I don't think I would recommend doing that, because that definitely would not be feeding your art practice unless you suddenly wanted to be a filmmaker, I suppose. If you have, let's say, a few extra hours a week, then it's reasonable to imagine that you could start a channel with like a once a week video situation. What is your relationship with consistency? Because you shouldn't try to push yourself to the point of being unhealthy in the name of being consistent. But I think that being consistent is a real gift that you can give to yourself. It is a commitment that you make to yourself to help create a certain discipline in your life if you want to really grow. And I'm not even talking about growing in subscribers or watch hours. I'm talking about growing personally. So I have done the 100-day project 4 times because I'm so enamored of the requirement of a daily practice that those challenges provide. And YouTube is sort of acting a little bit like that for me now, even though it's not a daily practice, it's a twice weekly practice for myself. It means I have to shoot video every, few days, whether I want to or not. And full disclosure, I usually don't want to do this at all. I mean, I want to do it in theory, but the actual sitting in front of the camera, wow. I mean, I wonder, are there people out there who actually are like, wow, I just love sitting in front of the camera? It takes a lot of energy to just sort of, I don't know. It takes a lot of energy to talk to a camera. So, but because I have this commitment I've made to myself to be consistent, it helps me muscle through the uncomfortable moments, the cringy moments of talking to a camera, and the amount of energy you kind of have to shore up in order to do it. And then afterwards, you know, feeling so proud that it got accomplished. If you are one of those people who thrives or benefits from being consistent, then YouTube might be a great way to help propel yourself forward in some goal of choice. I have a few examples of those kind of but phrases that people have said to me. I would like to start a YouTube channel, but I'm uncomfortable in front of a camera. I hear you so much. That first time when my filmmaker friend came and showed me how to use my existing equipment, I was so upset when I saw myself on film. I just looked so incredibly uncomfortable, and I thought, like, nobody's gonna want to watch that. Nobody's gonna want to watch me being uncomfortable. So I do have a couple of thoughts for you on that. It doesn't come naturally at all, and nope, not at all. And the only way that I have gotten to this point, the only way, is filming myself a bunch, so much, and pretty much deleting just about everything. And it's just practice and using your imagination. Like, I'm really thinking about talking to you, and I'm imagining that you are this little green dot that's on my phone, but I'm really not thinking about the dot now. I'm thinking about you. I'm talking to you, a friend. That's how it's working. I'm just thinking, I'm talking to you. You're my friend. And somehow my friend is a little green dot right now. Yeah, it just takes practice. And then all you have to do is just like hit record, start talking to the dot, hit stop, look at it, cringe, and yeah, squirm uncomfortably, watch the thing, notice how your face is being. Like, there are certain expressions that I had to start managing on my face. I had to stop doing certain things with my face when the camera's on, because it turns out that I have like this kind of, if I really am concentrating or if I'm trying to decide something, I get the mad eyebrows. And like, so, and it's like, there's nothing wrong with going like this. It's just that I would do it all the time. Like, I'm just like, I really mean it. I really mean it. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't think I need to do that quite as often as I do. And so I guess I'm disciplining my face a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think everybody has to worry about that. Like, I make some really weird expressions though. So I did have to think about that. Anyway, but it was practice. I kind of went off on a tangent there, but it's doable. It's doable. It's possible to start feeling more natural in front of the camera. I guess I feel more natural than I used to, but I still have to really psych myself up. That's just how it is. But don't let that be don't let that one thing, if that is the one thing standing in your way, don't let that be the thing that keeps you from doing this, because there are so many benefits to doing it. Another tip for practicing video, recording yourself talking, is do it by yourself with nobody around, nobody listening. And yeah, you need some privacy for this. Yeah, it's just its own thing. Okay, so here's the second one. I would start an art YouTube channel, but I don't have the equipment. Okay, no, don't worry about that one. Plenty of videos out there will tell you this, all the ones that are trying to get you to start a channel, but just use your phone. I'm using my phone right now. I will be using my phone for a while until I really do monetize this channel and start making a little bit of money, and then I will invest in a camera so that I can organize my stored files more easily. The problem with filming on your camera, of course, is that it takes up a lot of space on your phone, and then you have to like manage that. But in truth, all you really need is your phone and a quiet place. I would like to start a YouTube channel, but I don't have time. Okay, listen to that one. If you do not have time, it's a good thing that we're having this talk, because I don't think it's a good idea to do one if you don't have the time. If you are so busy, this is going to send you over the edge. Unless you get to a point in your life where there are some more empty spaces in your schedule, yeah, this may not be the thing for you. I personally now, like having done it for 4 months, I feel like this is worth it. Like, I'm really glad to be doing this. I'm really grateful to be doing this. So, yeah. So if you have to make some sacrifices with your schedule to do it, because you have a hunch that this is for you, then I think it's worth it to do some sacrifices. Okay. I'd like to start an art YouTube channel, but I don't feel like I have anything to share. Okay. I would take this seriously, because if you just generally want to start a channel, but you don't really know what you want to do, I think the next step would be start living your life, your art life, and as you're doing your work and reflecting on your life, consider what you do have to share. I guess I wouldn't let the fact that you're not quite sure what it's going to be hold you back. However, I don't know if I would want to start a channel not quite sure what I was gonna do, like, at all, you know? Like, it's one thing to have like a whole bunch of things that I can't choose from, but if you're just sort of generally like, I don't know, I think it will be a lot more difficult to do this. I think that it helps to have a pretty strong sense of what you want to do before getting started. But one thing that you could do that can help you, if you're like me and you actually sort of process by talking, you could practice talking to the phone, you know, like recording yourself while talking through this to yourself. So, like you're working out, okay, so I'm not really sure what I want to do with YouTube, and you know, just start like stream of consciousness talking. Go back and listen to yourself on the video. See what you think, like what resonates. It's kind of an interesting little hack, I guess. Yeah, if you do that, tell me if it worked, because I definitely do a lot of conversations with myself, not with video, but like I will walk and talk with my phone, and I will email myself journals. So I will, in the subject line, say, journal, should I start a YouTube channel? And then start walking and let my mind wander. When I start having thoughts, then I'll start recording them and talking to myself. And then later I can go back and read that journal. And, or if I'm like, oh, let me look at, okay, what was that one journal? And then just do a search for like all of your emails that you sent that are called journal. I want to start an art YouTube channel, but I feel like my process is too personal to share. If you are thinking that right now, then you know probably that you're not going to be sharing your process on your channel. And there would need to be a really good reason to want to start a channel that also somehow feeds your process. So one thing that comes to mind is maybe there's a certain amount of research that your practice requires. For example, if your practice, which is very personal, is also steeped in history somehow, perhaps your channel is about art history. And so you don't have to share your painting process. You can be an artist with an art channel, and that art channel is about something that you would be researching anyway. Does that make sense? So just because you're an artist with an art YouTube channel, it doesn't mean that you have to lay bare your entire practice. I'm considering starting an art YouTube channel, but I feel like a channel might hold me back professionally. So what does this mean? I read recently on a blog by a gallerist that there are different ways that are acceptable for an artist to show themselves online. And of course, one of them is their website, and one of them is Instagram, and one of them that is less acceptable is YouTube. Now, there are certainly different kinds of YouTube channels out there and YouTube videos. So if there is something out there where it feels like, oh, it's documentary style of my process, perhaps that's a little bit more acceptable than, I don't know, like something that I'm doing, here on this channel. And I'm not even really sure why I say that, because there's a part of me that's like, why would a gallerist care? And of course, the answer to that, I think, is that YouTube is kind of this equal opportunity thing. It's accessible to everyone for free if you have some kind of internet connection. And so with that, there isn't a sense of exclusivity, rarity. There is no gate to keep. It's just everything's available to everyone, which means somebody who's, I don't know, less educated would be able to see this stuff. And even as I say that, I think, wow, well, if that's true, that doesn't really resonate with my philosophy of life. I would consider myself pretty inclusive and radically friendly. And if, let's just say that this is the way of the world, the way of the art world, perhaps the art world isn't for me. But I also think that we're living in a time where everything is blowing up, everything including the art world. And I know this because of, doing a lot of reading on the topic, and having lots of conversations with artists and curators. Perhaps there will be a time when having a YouTube channel has no bearing on whether or not you are represented in a gallery. As you think about your scenario, there is something to be said for having a loyal community, a loyal following, right? People who would really want to come and even travel to see your show. And if you have shared of yourself, your art practice or your artwork, I don't know, that's really beautiful. When I started this YouTube channel, I was excited. I was so excited. And I would talk to everybody that I saw about it because I could not wait to get started. And then I got started, and then I just thought about it all the time. And it's 4 months later, and I am still excited. It's just endlessly interesting. I feel like there are so many things left to do here. I'm just barely getting started, and I feel like making videos is becoming part of my art practice, and I'm hoping that it'll become part of my painting practice as well. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I have an interesting diagram to share with you that I think might come in handy as you start to consider whether or not you should start a YouTube channel. So let me show it to you. You've probably seen a less blurry version of this on the internet, this idea of Ikigai in the form of a Venn diagram. This is a westernized version of Ikigai, but I decided to take this idea and apply it to whether or not to have a YouTube channel. And so there's what I can offer and what I love and I'm good at as one of the circles. And then the next one would be ways a channel could feed my practice, my art practice, which is really important, and I needed to really question that even after starting this channel. And if you're an artist looking to start a YouTube channel, this may be the most important thing to consider as well. Then there are other ways to benefit, including financially, or making connections, or having exposure in different scenarios. Really worth it to go through that to see if it's worth your time. And then what are viewers looking for? I think this is really important because I think a lot of people start channels thinking, I have this thing to offer, but they haven't checked to see if anybody wants it. I have done quite a bit of research about what people are searching for online, and so that's where education comes in. Also ASMR and introspection. These other ones I've also observed in real life, and also things that I would want to see. So I used this diagram that I had filled out and started analyzing it and color coding my ideas. So the first thing that I really want my channel to help me with is helping me with consistency with my painting schedule, as you can see in yellow. Painting is something I can offer. And what is a way that the YouTube channel would sort of feed me back, and I might be able to make money from AdSense? And what would the viewers get out of this? They might get vibes or entertainment or inspiration or even ASMR, which is a really big thing that people search for. So that's the yellow one. Hopefully you get the idea. It's just a way to kind of look at these 4 categories and see how they might all go together. And so after I did that analysis, I didn't even bother trying to fill this whole thing out, but the middle part is the most important part. I already do color theory from the inside out on my Wednesday videos, and then the art of making an art career, I've been doing that on my Sunday videos. I've also been doing art tips on my Wednesday videos. And then I'm thinking, you know what? If I really want this channel to feed my painting practice, I'm going to be needing to paint more on this channel. And I need to do it in a way that people are going to need or want. And so I'm thinking it might be an ASMR situation, or it might be instruction or inspiration or vibes or entertainment. And so I'm gonna need to figure out what day that would make sense to do. A couple of times I've done paintings on Wednesdays to supplement an idea that I'm talking about. And and then tonight I did some painting just to make the thumbnail for this video. But I have a whole series that I need to be working on, and I would love to do that with you coming along. So that's what I have in mind. Let me know if these questions or if this tool is useful to you at all. I will go ahead and scan these and put them in, put links to them in the description below so that you can print them out and use them if you'd like. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.